I am happy to be a part of this institution, to lead this wonderful institution established since 1989. I'm happy that it is still vibrant, it is still relevant, it is still in tune with the technology and the trends, and that it is still working in the interest of its members.
Happy anniversary, happy birthday, and continue to do what you're doing. I think it's important. It may seem like you're operating within a small scope or sphere of influence, but I think it has a significant reach within the country and within the region, and I would like to continue, and I think it's an excellent idea.
I participate with the CTU, so to hear that the CTU is celebrating 33 years, it's good. It's very good. I commend them. It's excellent with the new leadership of Mr. Rodney Taylor and the direction that he's taken the CTU organization.
And I bring greetings and well wishes and congratulations from our minister, Davidson Ishmael, and of course our entire ministry headed up by Wayne Marshall, who is our permanent secretary, to the CTU in being established, and that they can continue to support the Caribbean governments across the region.
We've been around for 33 years now. I would urge my colleagues, and it's been quite rewarding work when you get into it, to continue working in the vineyard, and I think we will be reaping the benefits as we go forward.
But we're extremely happy for what the CTU has been able to achieve in the relatively short time that it has been in existence.
A very happy anniversary to the CTU. We're proud of our collaboration, not just here in Miami for this training program, but what we've shared over the previous years, and we look forward to many great years ahead, and we wish all of the CTU members, well and continued success.
Keep going from strength to strength, to continue to evolve as an entity that represents the people of the Caribbean, and continue to do it with the level of grace, dignity, and technical competence that we that they have done in the past, and they will continue to do going forward.
Connectivity in all the member states of CARICOM is prior.
CTU, happy anniversary, happy 33rd anniversary. Thank you for all your support and your continued guidance and leadership in the Caribbean.
From the Telecommunications Agency, the Office of the Prime Minister, we would like to congratulate the CTU on their anniversary celebrations.
Congratulations, Team CTU. Aaron wants to reiterate its commitment and its support to you, and we wish you all the very best.
On behalf of the International Telecommunications Union, I want to extend congratulations to the CTU. The CTU should be very proud of its work that it has done for the region and continues to do.
Happy anniversary to the CTU for the 33rd anniversary. The two main messages we have is that in the ever-changing and unstable economic and political world, and with the emergence of the data privacy legislation in the region, Cloud Carib believes that the CTU should continue to focus the theme on digital self-reliance and sustainability for the Caribbean through the implementation of digital transformation and sovereign cloud strategies. And as a follow-up from that, Cloud Carib believes that CTU can continue to promote the indigenous managed services as a critical ICT sector, which can support the development of a single commercial Caribbean cloud space.
Happy birthday, CTU.
Keep on doing what you're doing, Johnny, because if you stop, we'll be ruined. So that is my injunction to the CTU on its 33rd year. Keep on doing what you're doing, because the Caribbean needs the leadership, the thought leadership, and the intellectual leadership, and the vision and roadmap that the CTU has led so admirably well over these past 33 years.
Happy birthday.
Well, globally, information technology is impacting all sectors, whether it's tourism or education, manufacturing. It is impacting all business sectors.
Because it's this next stage of the fourth industrial revolution, we are going to be left behind if we do not make this change and stay with the thrust in terms of where this is going. The younger generation are born digital citizens, and so they are not prepared to, it's the expectation.
It is important for us to leverage it to increase productivity, to support the delivery of public services, to make us more competitive, basically. And the world is now being driven by digital technology. It's all around us, and it is very important that our governments understand how we can use it, leverage it to take us forward.
Digital transformation is key to economic and social growth in the region. And CTU is a driver of digital transformation in the different countries of the region.
And just before the pandemic, Hurricane Dorian came. It was a Category 5 with winds of 185 miles an hour that covered the two islands of the Bahamas. And the devastation that took place as a result of the hurricane plus the pandemic, I think made Bahamians acutely aware of the importance of ICT, whether it was for education or whether it was for e-health. I think those two events combined made us critically aware, and the government critically aware, that it needed to put more emphasis on the ICT infrastructure.
Sí, la pandemia del COVID-19 pues, nos vino a demostrar que esa brecha que existe entre las personas conectadas y no conectadas impacta no solo en temas de ocio como se pretendía identificar el Internet, sino que hemos visto que ha sido una herramienta de que los países que estaban preparados pudieron sobrellevar esta situación.
We'll be talking about cybersecurity because it is important for citizens to have confidence in public services that they're secure and that their data is protected.
When you think of digital transformation, the key word inside of it is transformation. And the question that it always raises is transform to what? Digital transformation for the Caribbean is important because the Caribbean is a growing but still vulnerable region in which a number of the constraints that have impeded social and economic development remain in spite of technological progress.
Our task now is to accelerate the region's digital development agenda together with regional governments, civil society, operators, academia, and the private sector. Part of that agenda involves developing sustainable ICT policy, establishing joint and harmonious regulation, and facilitating digital transformation across the entire region for the benefit of our citizens and those doing business in our territories.
In terms of the ITU, we actually provide assistance and support to all countries of the Caribbean. Our support is not to any one specific country, but for the entire region. And in that regard, what it means, therefore, is that anything related to ICT, we get involved in throughout the region.
As Chairman and CEO of the USTTI, as I view the CTU, it is a great convener. It is a great body to build collaboration, harmonization amongst its member states.
Nowadays, internet or digital transformation, it can be used in a positive but also in a very negative way. So to learn as a tool how to defend ourselves, but also how to work with it and improve the world with it, that is very important.
Digital transformation therefore offers us an opportunity to implement systems in areas such as public sector modernization, healthcare, education, tourism, and climate response that will allow us, as citizens of the region, to implement better monitoring and evaluation frameworks and systems to actively improve service delivery.
The CTU is a unique body in the Caribbean, bringing the member states together, the private sector together, and other international organizations, and it's fully engaged and committed to helping support countries as they advance in their digital transformation journeys and ensuring that everybody has access to meaningful connectivity in the region.
You can call on the CTU and they can steer you in a direction to speak to a person or persons either in the region or international, and it's their credibility is second to none. So for me, the CTU plays a very important role with respect to shaping the ICT initiative, the telecommunications.
In Montserrat, we are just on the verge of starting whole of government digital transformation initiative, where we'll be looking at everything, making sure that everything is harmonized, that single policies.
My government has embarked on an e-governance program that will digitalize all government departments and make it easier for customers to be able to do business online electronically. And also my ministry has just embarked on with the Department of Motor Vehicles to digitalize the licensing process, that you can apply for your license online instead of having to go in and doing long lines.
In digital government, well, it's exactly that. It is making the government into a digitalized place. And that transformation requires changes in people, process, plant and machinery, and of course the legislation. So we're making those changes all across the board.
The one that we benefited most from and what we are focusing on is the digital transformation, because it also aligns with what our government is also wanting to do in our country. So that initiative was greatly accepted by us, right? And as I said, it first focuses on citizens first.
Well, there are several, but the most important one would be what was outlined in our 2018 summit, which is the 21st century government. Because I think all that I described before, what we wanted to achieve, was encapsulated in that particular initiative called the 21st century government, where it outlined the steps, the logical steps that had to be taken to achieve the 21st century government, and which is a digitally enabled government that is connected, providing services digitally, that has a framework for providing that service in a secure environment, one which there is the ability to recover from disasters, and one which can enhance citizen engagement. So that is the main initiative that is fostered and promoted by the CTU.
It is said that if you can dream it, you can do it. The vision of CTU's contribution to regional development began 33 years ago. Today, we are doing it.
And immediately after, the Caribbean Telecommunications Union was set up to operate in Barbados, in Bridgetown, Barbados.
And this year, 2022, represents our 33rd anniversary, actually, of operation.
Right now, one of our policy measure is to connect all the communities in the hinterland of Suriname. As you know, Suriname is a big country, and we have the indigenous group and the Maroons living in that area, and it is less developed. So we have to connect these people.
In May of 2020, we were very pleased in the CTU to launch what's known as CVAS, the Caribbean Video Assistance Service. We've launched it as a Caribbean-wide service on behalf of all of our member states. However, the initial launch has been in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, basically, at its heart, CVAS is a video relay service which allows people who are deaf or hard of hearing to communicate with hearing parties via sign language interpreters, or agents as we call them.
So being a member of the CTU has a lot of benefits for us as an organization. The two most important ones I can think is that first, we get the opportunity to participate in discussions that influence the future of ICT policy in the region. And the second benefit is that we get the opportunity to have a platform through the CTU to present our offerings in front of senior government officials. So that gives us an audience that is exactly the audience that our offerings are built for.
I think for members who are other states who are not yet fully participating in the work of the CTU or who are contemplating coming on board should get on board quickly.
There's strength in numbers, and being part of the organization will enhance their position, their bargaining position, their policy positions, so worth joining up.
It benefits the CTU member states in allowing us to negotiate as a team rather than go at it individually and doing things as a collective. So that's great benefits for us.
Well, it's important that we move collectively as a region. that despite our own national imperatives, that we work together because we're stronger. We provide a larger market space for investors, and we would be more progressive and more cohesive if we come together. So I would encourage private sector members to join, citizens to be involved in the discussion, because then they would be more aware of what the issues are and how they can leverage technology. One of the key things we've delivered in relation to the CARICOM single ICT space is the drastic reduction of roaming charges within the CARICOM member states. That we have gotten significant reductions in roaming, and prior to that there were significant charges if people roam from one CARICOM member state to the next.
The first step is just to reduce it, and we have gotten the commitment from both providers at the CARICOM level. And I'm happy for this. I'm happy for CTU placing this high on the agenda. And this is something that resonates very well with Caribbean citizens. And I can see that, for the case of Dominica, we are very grateful for this. We are happy for this.
And a lot of my technical training I got through the CTU coming up with respect to they always provide initiatives, workshops, that is geared towards the ever-changing evolution of technology. In the field of ICT, there is a buzzword that technology evolves and regulations follow. So ICT brings that dynamic. And with respect to the British Virgin Islands, the CTU was the leader with respect to writing the ICT policy that is now enacted.
The thing is, the knowledge of the region, as well as the technical capacity and understanding the culture, is very important, because sometimes you work with international companies and they don't necessarily understand the culture within the region. So working directly with professionals at CTU, because they understand what it is that the challenges and the different makeup of the country, it's easier to relate. So therefore you save a lot of time and you save a lot of energy with respect to the implementation of certain projects within the country.
Connections, relationships, being able to meet the other member states, to be able to meet the professionals in the sector, to be able to educate oneself and the policymakers and to allay the fears of the citizenry, especially when it comes to initiatives such as 5G and 6G.
We have a wonderful relationship with the United States Telecommunications Training Institute. I'm pleased with the support of the ministers who are attending here and the technical advisors to those ministers. We're covering some very critical topics. Yesterday we spoke about emergency communications, which is critical in the aftermath of a hurricane, for example. The ability to effectively communicate and to be able to respond for those persons who may be dispossessed.
I like the cadre of professionals. I like the cadre of experts and the different providers that were part of the conference.
The level of engagement, the level of conversation, the discussions that we've had, has been incredible. It has really shown the interests of all the member states who are here participating and wanting to gain information.
And we use these seminars to educate basically our ministers in terms of how technology continues to evolve. Right? As if they are ministers of government who are supposed to be overseeing the operations of ICT and policies related to ICT in their countries, they do need to stay up to date.
The CTU believes in ICT for all, and as part of the effort to make that become a reality, we do undertake various activities. For instance, this year there is Girls in ICT Week, in which we'll do an event to encourage girls to get involved in ICT.
Now, I've had discussions with the ITU
as well as I think the next stage we need to move forward to is to move forward to smart cities, because smart cities also increase and make it possible to have safe cities.
Well, the hope is that we all are moving in the same direction so that we can be connected, we can be closer, we can realize the true ideas of Caribbean integration, even if it is through the digital platforms.
Our approach at the CTU will always be one of collaboration, and our work will continue to advance based on multi-stakeholder engagement and partnership. We remain resolute in our vision to create a single regional ICT-enabled space that fosters economic, social, and cultural integration for the betterment of all our citizens. Thank you.